everyone, and welcome to another edition of Starting 11 here on the Let's Get Ready Network. I'm Adelia, that's my buddy Snark, and we're here to talk about a somewhat shortened week in
Yeah,
the Premier League with the usual familiar controversy.
sure.
Snark, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Now, yes, we say it's a somewhat shortened week. It's the last one. This is the last one because it's
Yeah.
almost like it doesn't stop till now, from now till the end of the year. But yes, yeah, these guys just can't help but shoot themselves in the foot. This
No.
league, the PGMOL, terrible. But that we're going to talk about that later. Let's get on to
Yeah.
the other stuff first. Let's get on
Okay.
to the stuff that won't drive you nuts, even if you have no skin in the game here. All right. I guess we'll start at the Kenny. Now, Brentford is coming in to the match. 7 points up on Luton. Luton needs these 3 points. I guess they talk during the match, or I guess it was Luton had pointed out like this is 3 points from just waiting for them to take. This is 3 points they can go and get. Especially no Ivan Toney in the lineup.
Yeah.
Uh, I guess Thomas Frank had said that it was like a dress rehearsal, seeing how he is almost assuredly leaving in the summer. I would say that the dress rehearsal was the first 4 months of the season where Ivan Toney could not play, and you guys did
Yeah.
not look super sure. But I digress. To the
This dress
pitch.
rehearsal a little better than the first 4 months of the season,
yeah, yeah,
but it was against Luton.
yeah. This is against Luton. Luton decides to go and shit their own bed.
Yeah.
An awful performance from Luton. We get 2 goals from Yon Wissa, a really nice little lob shot from just outside the box, and that little cheeky chip over the goaltender from in close or whatever a little later on. Ethan Pinnock scores from a
Mm-hmm.
corner, from a Regulon corner. Regulon doing something for Brentford, which is nice. Sergio Regulon. Keen Lewis Potter heads in a really nice one-touch pass from Brian and Bumo. Where did that come from? And it's
No
perfect
idea.
over, like going from one side of the net to the next corner, whatever. You couldn't help but let it go in. Attaboy. And then Kevin Strada scores through some terrific passing by Mbumo and Vitaly Janelt. Uh, Luke Berry. I always wanted to say Luke Perry, like Dylan. I always want to call him
Yeah.
Dylan from Nanatuno. It's Luke Berry. Gets one late for Luton. It did not matter at all. Yep, Thomas Frank gets his 3 points. They're now 10 points up on Brentford. Probably safe now, I would think, right?
I would think Brentford's probably
I think
safe.
there's
Yeah.
four matches to go. Now, uh, we move on to a team that seems like could be catching up. That's Sheffield United at home, which means nothing. Which means
Means
nothing if you're
absolutely
Sheffield.
nothing.
Yeah, versus Burnley. So we got the two bottom teams in the league, but Burnley's been playing well, and I think they've haven't lost, or they've lost once in their last 7 games. I think it is. So yeah, they've been doing quite well actually. Uh, so they get another chance to keep going towards the relegation mark. They luckily get their basement neighbors, Burnley. Bramall Lane is just a vacuum for goals on the home end. It's crazy.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that Burnley can score 4 goals on a team is remarkable when you also consider how much they gave up to Nottingham, or sorry, to Newcastle, and how much they gave up to your Arsenal club. So yeah, let's see who scores for them. Jacob Brun Larson scores. Lawrence Assignon. They both score 2 minutes apart in the first half. It looks like maybe Sheffield United's going to wake up in the second half. Gustavo Hammer gets one back, but in the 52nd minutes. But it's 6 minutes later. I think Lyle Foster scores. That one times that Assignon pass back into the net. And Johan Goodmanson also scores in the 71st. He had only been on for about 90 seconds or so.
Yeah.
I think the main story to take from this match is that Arjen Muric didn't do anything catastrophic to cause a goal this week. He breaks the streak. He had a 2-game catastrophic streak going. No more. They get the 3 points. Now, they're only 1 point behind Luton. Uh, Forest will be, I think, within 3 points of them. They still yet to play. And then Everton as well. These teams can all get caught. Now, there's some tricky matchups in between, but that last match, I think, of the year is Burnley against Forest. So that could be an important match.
That's
We'll
going to
see.
be a huge match, possibly.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, we'll move on. Do I think the match that you were most interested in this week, Crystal Palace versus West Ham? Just kidding. Let's go to the Molyneux for Wolves and Arsenal. No Mateus Cunha again for Wolves. For some reason, they had Ryan at Nuri on the bench. I don't know if either one of them could have really helped. You guys coming in with a bit of a chip on your shoulder.
Just a little.
A loss to Villa.
And a loss to Bayern.
Yeah, well then, in the Champions League. So yeah, they're bounced. Liverpool gets bounced too. That's crazy. In the Europa
So did
League.
City. They all got bounced.
So crazy. So
Yeah.
crazy that Thomas Tuchel is still coaching right now. I'm gonna tell you that for a guy who's a dead man walking too. He knows how to coach in the Champions League. So João Gomez gets a real good shot this week. I think David Raya can take his post out for a beer, place it off the post.
Yes.
And doesn't
Very
even
much.
go out either. Goes out for it, and there's nobody there. You get a little bit of luck for the ball there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it's your new pal Trossard putting you
He's not
guys.
exactly a new pal at this
Well, it's
point.
about a year. It's about a year.
Yeah,
I say
almost
that's
a year
new.
and a half.
It's a year and a half already. Oh my gosh.
He came in
Yeah, I guess so.
January last year, so it's
Yeah, I
almost a
guess
year and a
so.
half.
Oh my goodness gracious. Anyways, he has to clean up some work that Gabby Jesus was doing. I think he was looking for the penalty there. I thought he dropped down pretty simply, but
Yeah.
I think that Wolves were very handsy in the box, and you're lucky you didn't get it called just on a regular basis, anyways. But it doesn't come out to Trossard. He scores, goes into the top corner. Far top corner too. A nice little shot.
Great
So
goal.
yeah, just before halftime. So Wolves couldn't create much in the second half. Let's say this. We were talking about it before. Wolves get to a point in the season where they know they're safe and they switch off.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think they attempted in the first half, and then the second half did nothing. They didn't create anything. When something would happen, they were really ineffective with the ball. But you guys are, I think, practicing or whatever. And you guys have been doing this a lot lately. Where now instead of going for the juggler, guys don't want to have like 19 goals or whatever. You guys want to practice actually playing defense, which is strange. But you guys
Yep.
absolutely dominated them in the second half. It
Yeah.
wasn't fun. It's Martin Odegaard getting the insurance for you guys late.
Crazy angle.
Yeah, I'm saying it gets his original shot gets blocked, and it comes to him. And he's basically on the goal line. Where did he find the space? How did he curl it in from that close? It doesn't hit anybody.
It was in between the goalkeeper and the post. He
Yeah,
found just the one
unbelievable.
spot. Yeah.
Yeah, well done for your captain. Yeah, Jose Sau's got to get that though. That's not a good goal
Yeah.
to give up.
Yeah. Not at
Anyways,
all.
so you, as in you Arsenal fans, can celebrate. So you are now 1 point up on City. Of course, City with the were idle
Game
this
in
week.
hand.
They were playing in a semifinal that I'll never want to talk about again forever. Except we'll talk about a little bit about it at the end. At the
Yeah.
end of or talking about the games and stuff like that. So, okay, congratulations to you guys. We'll move on to a team
Oh,
that pulled off. Oh,
hang
you
on,
want some
hang
more?
on.
You got some more first?
I just wanna say that this game was so important to me this weekend. I thought it was on Sunday when it was on Saturday, and I didn't
Oh
know it
boy.
was happening until Ferris came into voice chat and was like, "We just scored." And I was like, "Who just scored what?" So that's how checked out I was on this game this weekend because I just didn't see Wolves as a threat. You're right. They reach a point in the season, they're safe. They're not gonna
Yep.
put that much effort into it. If they win a game, great. If they do lose a game, it doesn't matter. Um, I didn't think we'd have a problem beating them. We didn't have a problem beating them.
Oh,
That's that.
it sucks. You would have liked to have seen Cunha at least play. Yeah, Ain't Nuri's been playing so well. Why was he on the bench? Anyways,
I
there
have
must be
no
something
idea
up.
why he was on the bench. Yeah.
Must be something up with him. They didn't really want to talk about. So we'll move on to the team that pulled off the biggest upset last week. I don't want to say it's the biggest upset of the year, but maybe the most important upset of the year when it comes to standings, and Crystal Palace going against West Ham. Uh, yeah, and I guess you start acting like a bit of a big shot if you get
Yeah.
a win over Liverpool. Yeah, at Anfield of all places. It
Mhm.
takes just 7 minutes for Michael Olise to score. Michael Olise, almost a Chelsea guy or whatever, in the last minute, he says, "No, I'm going to stick with Palace." Yeah, I think it's going to work out well for him. Of course, he's hurt most of the year,
Mhm.
but every time he comes on, he's looked pretty good. Uh, wasn't scoring goals there for a while, but he sure looked sharp on Sunday. Eze gets another poster goal. Was that the slowest scissor kick you ever saw in your life? So,
Kind of, yeah.
there was no rush to do it for him. There was nobody marking him. So he just jumped up lazily, just turned. He hit it really hard. He goes into the
Yeah.
top of the net real fast. That's just 16 minutes in to this match. West
Yeah.
Ham, of course, attempting to get more European placings and stuff like that. They're sitting in 8th spot. Did not. It didn't look well at all for them. Yeah, they just didn't have anything. There's the next goal. Emerson can't decide whether he's going to play it or let his his goalkeeper play it. It's that pass from Will Hughes to Daniel Munoz. And so at the last second, he just said, "Oh, I'll just stick up my leg, kick it in my own net." This is the thing. This is the kind of thing that was going through West Ham's head. Like there was nothing, and all their big stars and stuff like that heard nothing about them. They did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Jean-Philippe Mateta scores from a nice little pass from Elise just across the box, just in front of everybody. He runs in to makes it 4. They probably should have had 8 in the first half. It was bananas. Michael Antonio did get that one back at halftime, but Mateta gets his brace soon afterwards in the 64th minute as the second half was started. And then, okay, so we said before, like the Burnley goalie made up for some past mistakes, but we still have a goaltender with an idiotic mistake this week in the latest installment in our recent series of goalkeeping blunders. It's just a nice soft lob back to him, completely flipped. I don't know. He missed it so bad. He spun it around, and it was a slow lob. He missed it. He
Yeah.
spun around and couldn't recover to get the ball back. I,
Yeah.
I'm glad that those are own goals on the keepers. Dean Henderson is the one who got credit for that, not the guy who passed it back to him, because that would be a real shame. How do you just not miss this thing? Plus, you could also say, why are you passing back to your goalkeeper when he's in the crease? You're never supposed to do that. You're supposed to pass outside the crease. Only guys like Axel Disasi will actually hammer it towards his own net. But
Yeah.
I digress. I digress. Anyways, uh, no points for West Ham, so they're stuck in 8th. Chelsea has a chance now to pass these guys. They're 1 point behind them, and they got 3 games in hand. Those 3 games in hand, though, I believe, who do we have coming up? Arsenal, Tottenham, and I believe Aston Villa. So maybe that single point safe for a little bit. I think
Maybe.
yeah. I don't know if we have any. We don't have any uh write-in games anymore. I think they're all pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see if they you know, we need somebody to actually score these things. And if Cole Palmer is actually hurt, not sick, like they're saying, it's going to be a long couple of weeks for me. But again, not going anywhere. So, quick notes. We always say David Moyes at least still has a job. He might not. He might
He
not for
might
long.
not. He finally might not have a job.
Yeah, it turns out that West Ham's been talking with Ruben Alvarez in Sporting Lisbon. He was the guy who was favored to go to Liverpool, actually, until everyone started dropping out. It turns out Liverpool, maybe not the draw that people expect in world
Yeah.
football anymore. uh, yeah, I don't know why anybody would rather go to West Ham, but that's on
I
me.
don't either. I don't know why this guy would pick West Ham over Liverpool, but
Yeah, who knows? But congratulations to Palace. They are assured of safety now. They can't be caught. So there you go. We'll see you again next year in the Premier League. Moving on. A team that had something to play for in Villa trying to assure themselves of Champions League positioning. And they get to take on a Bournemouth team who has been playing pretty well. They got a fantastic striker in Dom Solanke. And they end up getting their 3 points. So they are now up to 6 points ahead of Tottenham. Of course, Tottenham has the 2 games in hand, but I think they have a plus 5 goal differential on them. Started out a little shaky for Villa. An awful tackle by Matty Cash in the box against Kirkish. It's the easiest penalty call you'll ever see, except Anthony Taylor probably still wouldn't have called it, and it would have went to VAR, and no one would want to disrespect their mate by calling it and stuff like that. But yes, Matty Cash absolutely goes through. Kirkish, easy call in steps. Young Dom Solanke, I don't like remembering where where his academy was. Sometimes it makes me sad inside. So, anyways,
he's had a very good season, Solanke.
he is now up to, I believe it's 18 goals this year. I think he's third in the Premier League. For Bournemouth, every goal, of course,
Yeah.
he scores is a new club record as well. Fantastic. Congratulations to him. But Villa really does take over after he scores. Uh, yeah, and just that they get rewarded just before the half ends with Morgan Rogers scoring in the box. He has a nice run. He stops. The defender absolutely flies by him. And then it takes a second to control himself, puts it between the keeper and the post. A fantastic goal. Morgan Rogers, a name we keep mentioning lately. He has had a very good last 6 weeks or so.
Yeah, he
Uh,
has.
incredible stuff. Yeah. Next, Musa Diaby. It's the one who gets the game winner, I guess. He gets it in the 56th minute. A really great pass from Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins, who didn't score, but of course comes up with the 2 assists on the last couple goals because he rounds Neto in the 78th minute, puts it at the net. Now, if Leon Bailey isn't there to guide it in, does it go wide or does it go in? I guess we'll never know.
I
Because
don't have no idea.
Leon Bailey made sure it went in. So there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah, I don't think Ollie was all too worried about that. So Villa now trying to cement a spot in Champions League now, 6 points up. So we'll see. It'd be
They've
interesting.
got Tottenham has 2 games in hand though.
They do, but yes, they have to get a goal differential of more than 5 to catch
Yeah.
them, stuff like that. So yeah, so they have those they have those 6 points, but they also have to get 5 goals. So we'll move on to Craven Cottage and Jurgen Klopp on his farewell tour going to West London. They're looking to bounce back. You can't even say it was an awful performance against Palace. They just couldn't score. They
No.
had
Yeah.
100 chances, couldn't do anything with it. Yeah, and Fulham would like to, if you can stop the Jurgen parade or whatever for another week, that'd be fine. And we mentioned Liverpool bowing out in the Europa League to Atalanta, losing two
Yeah,
legs in a row to Atalanta, which is crazy.
that was
And
pretty surprising.
what was also pretty surprising is Trent Alexander starting. Trent Alexander-Arnold starts the game. I think they said it's the first time he started one since February.
Mhm.
And he gets his first goal since December, and it was something pretty special actually with that free kick from about
Yeah, it was.
25 yards out and just finds the corner. This guy is not a defender, but don't tell
No.
them that. Don't tell them that
Yeah,
because
don't tell them that.
whenever he's on the back line, they're suspect. So I'd rather them do that instead of putting him in his actual positions up front, like as
Mhm.
like a number 10 or something like that. For anyways, don't tell them. Yeah. So after that, Timothy Castaigne gets his first goal, uh, and a Fulham shirt just to tie it up. I thought he had more. I guess this is just his first. I guess he had scored, of course, for Leicester and stuff like that before, but just too much space. You give them too much space, and people are going to score even from outside the box, which happened a lot. There's a few goals
There was a
yesterday
lot of goals.
from outside the box. People just having long distance shots. But anyways, got to be able to clear stuff. So second half, Alex Iwobi has a pretty poor pass, and again, you're giving
Yeah,
it up.
that's
You're you're giving
that's
it
one
up
way
to
to put it.
Harvey Elliott, and then another first goal in the Premier League is Gravenberch. He gets just inside the D, so another long shot, uh, nicely placed, and so a little bit of a curve or whatever going towards the post, and then in the 53rd minute, or sorry, that was in the 53rd minute. Diogo Jota adds another 72 minutes in. Looked like he was offside.
He
It
did.
looked like he was pretty offside in this one. Um, is this the worst call that a referee or a VAR is going to make this weekend?
No,
Probably not. It's probably not. But
no.
this is they have automated guys. What is it? Semi-automated or automated
Semi-automated offside
offsides
technology is coming.
finally coming
Maybe
to
by November. I
to
don't know
the
why it can't be there
yeah.
sooner.
It's not like it's used in a whole bunch of other countries and stuff like that successfully and at the World Cup and stuff like that. They just
Yeah,
don't have the technology. Like, come on, give me a break.
it's so
Speaking of
stupid.
speaking of give me a break,
Mhm.
we've made it to the last match. So we'll just talk about uh, the actual goals themselves and some of the action in it. I won't mention the other stuff till afterwards. So both these teams just outside of relegation. The start. Uh, Idrissa Gay, I guess the
We should
game.
say it's Everton and Forest.
Oh, sorry, it is Everton Forest. I thought we said we'd save it for last. But yes, Everton Forest and Idrissa Gay scoring again from well out. And how Matt Sells doesn't get to this ball that's bouncing towards the net when he's just on the line is
Yeah.
bananas to me. How do you not get to this ball at this time when there's so much at stake?
Yeah.
Yeah, poorly played. But Chris Wood had a really good chance in the first half, flubbed it. Morgan Gibbs White should have scored. I don't know
Mhm.
how he misses in the second half. And in the 75th minute, Dwight McNeil scores from where?
Outside the
Even
box.
even further out, even further out, going off both posts this time and crawling over the line. I think this one had a little more power on it than the gay shot and stuff like that. But uh, so Everton win 2-0, get the tidy 3 points. Uh, Still not guaranteed to be safe, but in a much better position than Forest. And that's the end. And there's no more controversy or anything like that.
If only.
If only. Now, okay. So there's a little bit of controversy. So maybe the officiating was poor to dreadful. I won't go as far to say corruption in
I
any of
won't
this.
either.
On any of this.
Yeah.
I guess we should say that Nottingham Forest had issued from their official Twitter handle. This is their word, essentially, that they basically said that concerning three extremely poor decisions against them, they had warned PGML that the VAR turns out to be Stuart Atwell is a Luton fan, which I didn't know there was very many of, but there you go. Uh, and that they didn't change it, and that they would be considering their options. Okay, the three decisions in this match. I don't know if you've seen, or if you watched the match, or if you've seen any of the highlights, but we'll go through them. They all concern one man, and his name usually comes up when it comes to poor defending and weird calls. It's Ashley Young. First, he kicks through Giovanni Reyna
Mm-hmm.
uh, in the box. Kicks out his foot. Reyna had the ball. Uh, I don't know why. Obviously we should say I don't know if it's going to shock people to know that it was Anthony Taylor who's the
Yeah.
referee for this match. He watches this and he decides it's fine. Stuart Atwell at VAR decides to not have him go to the monitor to have another look.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Anthony Taylor, famous, who was it? Mike Dean last year against Chelsea and Tottenham said he didn't want him to go up to the monitor because he'd been having a bad day and didn't want to upset his mate. Well, he was having a bad day again. They were all having bad days. This is an embarrassment and a stain on this sport because just do the right thing. Why do you have this then? Just get rid of it then. Give them
Yeah.
more accountability. But
Yeah.
okay, so there's one. The second one, a hand that was in the 24th minute. In the 44th minute, Ashley Young looks to play a handball. Uh, that one, I think, is close. Someone's saying like he was bringing the ball towards it. I don't know about that. It looked like he was running. He was running poorly. If it would have been called, I don't think anyone's going to complain about the call. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of at an unnatural position, but it's because of the way he was running and stuff like that. It wasn't unnatural as the way he was running. Let's just say it like that, I guess.
I
Uh,
I
yeah,
I think all three of these, if Anthony Taylor had called them, Stuart Atwell wouldn't have overturned any of them.
yeah. You're right. He was gutless in
Yeah.
this. Again, we're gonna say I don't think he's corrupt. And the fact that they're saying he is a Luton fan is ridiculous. Who cares? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It's still his job, his responsibility to make the call. If he was a Luton fan, he would make those sure that he went to go to the bot or go to the monitor because his best outcome is a draw, not
Mhm.
anyone winning, a draw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all right. So yeah,
Makes no sense.
it throws it up. So the third one was the worst, where Ashley Young slides through Callum Hudson-Odoi. Callum Hudson-Odoi had the ball. Taylor was going like this, like he had the ball, that Young had gotten the ball first. He clearly didn't,
He
and
clearly didn't.
it was not close. It wasn't close at all.
Yeah.
Was the right thing done and have him go look at this again? No. This is why uh, you can think of corruption and stuff like that. It isn't. It's incompetence. They're incompetent. They're paid. Some of them, for some reason, twice as much as others. But Anthony Taylor and Stuart Atwell should be at the very top of what they earn, which I believe is around £150,000 or something like that. And we'll talk about what they earn more in a minute. So these are the guys you expect just to get it right. And whenever things go wrong, you can
It's
look
these
and
guys.
you can look to them. This is incredible. I don't know, like they must have a rock solid union, but you can figure out something else to do. You got to take the responsibility away from these guys. How can you guys sit there and let this happen? You see this happen. You see it happen over and over and over. You know who it's going to be too. You know when there's going to be shit thrown at you. It's because of Anthony Taylor. It's because of
Yeah,
guys like Stuart Atwell. How do you keep trotting him out there for anything? Like put
yeah,
him on. Like he could be the fourth official. You see him on the sidelines a lot. Get him just to be the fourth official. If you can't get rid of him, that's where you put him. I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. And
it
let's see,
is.
who was talking? Keith Hackett. Keith Hackett was on Talk Sports. Keith Hackett used to be the head of the PGMOL. Uh, so he would just talk about how it's about accountability now. They got to change things because it's about accountability. Uh, he says they need independent people in the booth. He was reminded that that can't happen because of FIFA. FIFA makes them say they have to have like the world class
Yeah,
people in
FIFA,
the
who
booth.
also thinks Anthony Taylor is the best referee in England.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So he also reminded there's a duty of care. You have to have a duty of care as the guys who actually uh, put the referees into the matches. Because if there's could be anything to be thought of corruption or anything like that, anything untoward, you just don't do it. If you like, they said all officials when they come into the league or whatever have to sign a thing or whatever saying which teams they grew up supporting, where they live, all these kind of. They just want to get. They don't want the sense of impropriety. Why would you put Atwell in this match? Even if like I
Yeah,
still don't believe that it's a corruption thing, but just why have the image of it? Why make it an argument? Doesn't it
yeah.
drives me nuts?
It drives me nuts too. I read an article today about all the VAR decisions this weekend on
Yeah.
ESPN.com, and they said that there's been this season, VAR has only intervened to advise a spot kick from a handball 6 times. All season.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Remember the NFL was reviewing pass interference.
I do.
It lasted one season because they refused to have anybody look at the booth, and so it
Yep.
screwed over New Orleans and stuff like that of a Super Bowl and stuff like that. Anyways, back to our football, and I'm going to just quick talk about Michael Oliver. This wasn't in the Premier League. This was in the Cup semifinal, uh, Chelsea versus Man City. Now, I will say that in his allegiances and stuff like that, he grew up, Michael Oliver, as a Newcastle fan. So it's fine. He's refereeing a match between two clubs that aren't Newcastle. So one thing, he gets paid trips to go to the United Arab Emirates to go and referee there. And the people that are paying for him is one of the heads and one of the chairmen of a company that owns, or the country that owns, uh, Manchester City.
Yep.
Let's take a look at some calls, shall we? Uh,
Mhm.
I believe you'll remember that Matej Kovacic was pretty
The
reckless.
2 red cards that weren't red cards against
Yeah,
Arsenal,
he did get one yellow. He
he
did
got
get
1 yellow out of it.
yeah, and you refused to give another one. Let's see. How about Doku putting his cleats into Alexis McAllister's chest in the
Mhm.
box? Was that a penalty?
No.
It was not. Oh, just wait a second. Both of those guys play for Man City. That's
Yeah.
weird. That's weird. And then this past weekend, Jack Grealish jumps up for the ball. If anybody wants to say, "Oh, it's a natural movement and stuff like that," look at the two people on the wall beside him, both with the arms one behind, one in front, arms in. Jack Grealish starts out
Mhm.
like this and comes in and hits the ball. Now, I usually don't have a problem with David Coote. I'm not sure if you know who it is, but if you saw his face, you'd automatically know. I've never
Yeah.
had a problem. Why on earth aren't you going to get him onto the thing? First off, you started flagging it down right away and saying nothing. Never mind, the ball changes trajections. You know it probably hit something. If you don't think it's a handball, if you think it's a natural movement, you know it hit him. Why isn't it a corner?
Yeah.
It goes to the goalkeeper. Now that's not the reason why Chelsea lost it. It wasn't great. Nicholas Jackson couldn't finish in a brothel. I heard that one earlier today. I do like that. Yeah, he was incompetent, and that's probably the reason why we lost. But still, why do you have Michael Oliver anywhere near a City match when you know? And I don't blame. Do I blame the guy for taking their money? He's getting paid
Oh,
10 times as much to go referee one match over there.
yeah.
He gets paid a lot, but you can't have him anywhere near City stuff. I'm sorry.
You
And
can't.
maybe yeah, there's got to be a bigger lens. There's got to be a bigger spotlight on all of this because and they how much how many ads do you see for gambling in this stuff? You can't have your referees have the sense or have the look like they're on the take for stuff.
Yeah.
And Michael Oliver is the worst of all of them. Well, Anthony Taylor's just gross incompetence and has been for years, and I still don't get how he gets jobs and like at the top level and stuff like that. How is he on the field for any of this? But yeah, Michael Oliver's is like I won't say he's corrupt because well he's corrupt for one team, but it's a PG is on to the PGMOL. He doesn't schedule
It's
himself.
totally down to the PGMOL.
Yeah, he doesn't schedule himself. You guys are putting him in there. You should know
Yeah.
better. And if you guys don't like the scrutiny, smarten up. Like this isn't hard. You have a lot of refs, a lot
Mhm.
better than these three suckers. Anyways, and David Coote, shame on you. Again,
Yeah.
never had a problem before. What was that? How do you not get him to go to the booth? Anyways, rant over. Turns out
The
VAR
go
terrible. If it was gone, I'd be happy. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I think the majority of people are at that point, like, get rid of this. It's not working.
Yeah,
It's not working at all.
or do
Um,
better. Get better. That's all.
do
And I don't know
better.
how.
They need to do better with getting better referees, period. Whether
Hmm.
we have VAR or not.
Yep.
Um, I will say this again, I've brought it up before. Rebecca Welch made headlines for being the first female referee, and I have not heard her name since.
Nope. Perfect.
Like, she's doing her job, she's doing it competently. There's never this controversy, there's never gross incompetence. She just knows what she's doing.
Yeah. The only thing
Get
I
more
ever thought of
people
her
like her.
The only thing I ever remembered was one guy started getting into her face and stuff like that, and that was cleared out real fast. So
Yeah.
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 But no, she's been terrific. Yeah, I think all these refs coming up are better. They're all
Yeah.
better than these old
Yeah.
guys. Keep these
Yeah.
guys. You want to keep them on as mentors, great. Don't have them on the field. It's that simple. It's that
Yeah.
simple. You can't.
I agree.
There, rant over.
Forrest, we should say, apparently did not raise concerns about Stuart Atwell being the VAR before the match.
But they did write it down afterwards and stuff like that. It's a bad look for
Yeah.
them. It's not good.
And the FA is going to charge Forrest and certainly fine them
They'll get
heavily
a
for
fine.
this statement.
They can't take more points from him, but they do want the audio release, and if that audio gets released, that could be real interesting stuff. I don't
It
know how
could be.
they have to do it for Liverpool. You can't
It,
have the sense of unfairness. They're
yeah.
gonna have to release it.
I think that
They're
they're
gonna have
going to have to
Howard Webb.
release the
They're gonna have
audio.
Howard Webb on a goddamn TV
We're going
show
to
for an hour going through it again.
they're going
Ridiculous.
to it's so stupid. The referees this all seem to like be making themselves the stars of this whole thing, and they shouldn't be.
We should never know their names.
Never. I still don't know the name of the guy that ref the World Cup final. He was great. He was great.
Mhm.
I know he's Polish. That's all I know. He was
Yeah,
great.
I wish we had
That's the
Polish
way it
refs.
should be.
We should have Polish refs in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Get them
Yeah.
from anywhere else. It doesn't matter. Anyways,
We should also, since we're talking about this, bring up that I'm really glad that we're going to this semi-automated offside rule thing because drawing the lines possibly in the wrong spot cost Coventry their game-winning goal in extra time against Man United this weekend in the FA Cup semifinals as well. There was a
unbelievable.
handball in my opinion was not as bad as the Grealish one or the Ashley Young one that was given as a penalty in that game.
Yeah,
Too.
it's yeah. You don't know what you're gonna get from one match to the next.
No,
It's unbelievable. These
there's
guys.
no consistency. There's just
Uh,
no consistency.
they don't get paid as much as a lot of other leagues. Let's say that they
Hmm.
still get paid a good sum. Why not just take the 2 months you're off here and actually have a school? Just say, like, just keep showing handball, handball, handball. Get an agreement. This is handball. This isn't. This isn't
Yeah,
tough stuff. There isn't like thousands of them. There's what 100. There's 100 of these guys between the four on the four on the field, the three in the booth. Yeah, yeah. Sorry,
probably
100,
not.
130, something like that. So
Probably not even that many because a lot of these guys work multiple games in a weekend.
that's true. Yeah,
So
you'll see guys on the touchline, on the field, in the VAR. They do it all. So yeah, just get a consensus. Make it the same. Why?
yep.
Yeah, none of this should be up to anybody. This is just, everyone knows that's it. If it touches you on your hand, that's it. If it touches you on the arm up here or whatever, it's fine. You go to
Hmm.
VAR to see if it hit here or here, that's fine. But as long as they hit here, it doesn't matter where, you know, handball. But they won't do that. They'd
They
rather
won't do
they'd
that.
rather have people talk. It might be people talking shit about them, but at least they're talking about them, and that's not really what the Premier League wants, probably in the long run.
Yeah.
Just have it in people's minds. Anyways,
Anyways, let's move on to predictions.
let's go to predictions, and we got lots. In a
Got lots.
case,
We should mention we're
Hmm,
recording this Monday night.
yeah,
So Arsenal versus Chelsea has not happened yet, but
no,
we put on our predictions last week for that match.
that's right. Uh, some reason, Adelia chose Arsenal.
Shocking, I know.
I chose Chelsea because I'd rather be wrong again than be right and sad. So we'll move on. That match is Tuesday. We go to Wednesday, where there's 4 matches being taken place. Wolves and Bournemouth first.
I'm gonna go Bournemouth.
I'm gonna go for them too. I guess we should mention, or I should mention, who actually won last week's
Yeah,
predictions.
that'd be good to know.
The answer is no one. It was a draw. I think that's the first draw we had all year.
I think it is too.
Yeah, and yeah, we weren't great. It was like a three all draw or something like that. We both got a draw picked wrong, so that helped. Anyways, we'll keep moving on. Crystal Palace, Newcastle next.
Newcastle.
She goes Newcastle. We've had a week off. I'm gonna go with Palace.
Okay.
Let's see if they can put a string of wins here together. They seem like they care now. We got the Merseyside Derby next from Goodison Park, though.
Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool's going to beat the hell out of them. And we got Man U at Old Trafford against Sheffield United.
Man United.
Yeah, even them are going to beat up Sheffield United. Or it's going to be a draw.
Probably not.
Well, I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
So the Thursday match, Brighton and Man City at the Amex.
City.
She's going to say, I thought you were going to say a draw just for chaos, which is
No.
always fun. But I think City's going to win as well. Maybe no Erling Haaland still. We'll see. He didn't play in the semifinal. Next, Liverpool plays again for the second time in 3 days. Let's see if Jurgen throws a hissy fit like Pep the other day. We'll see.
Pep's hissy fit was ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You're doing so well. Oh, poor
I
Pep
know.
Guardiola. He's doing so well with his squad. God
It's so
damn.
stupid.
Ridiculous. Anyways, yeah, Chelsea has to play within 3 days too. Pat, you didn't see them crying about it. West Ham and Liverpool at London Stadium.
Liverpool.
Yeah, Liverpool's going to win. All that to say, Liverpool's going to win on the road. Here's a derby: Fulham and Palace.
Draw.
Ooh, I like your style on that. Palace again had just played the Wednesday. I'm gonna go Fulham on that one. Maybe Palace is tuckered up. United against a Burnley squad that needs points, but it's again at Old Trafford.
United.
She says, "Man, I'm gonna go with a draw for more chaos." This one should not be chaotic. Newcastle at home against Sheffield United.
Newcastle.
The Geordies will be happy after this. I agree. Wolves and Luton next.
Wolves.
I'm going to say Luton. Again, Wolves don't really care. Luton cares. We'll see.
True, but it's still Luton, so I'm
Yes,
saying Wolves.
Luton. Yeah, they just gave up 5 goals at home. And the team they gave up 5 goals to are at Everton. Could they do them a favor? Brentford and Everton.
I'm gonna say Everton.
Ooh, I'm going Brentford. All right. And then Chelsea has to go up to Birmingham and take on Villa.
Villa.
I have to say Chelsea, but I think you could hear the confidence in my voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the Sunday matches, Bournemouth and Brighton.
Brighton.
I have to write a B and an R. I'm gonna go Bournemouth at home. B and an O.
Okay.
Here's a match for you. Your favorite North London derby, Spurs, Arsenal, from the sewage treatment plant in North London.
Arsenal.
I'm gonna pick Arsenal as well. I wonder if Spurs are still gonna swear on that high line still. Killed them last week. Now, last match, and again, important, but unfortunately for Forest, this time they get to play City.
City.
City's gonna win. City will win. More chaos to come. The last few weeks, I love it.
Yep. All right. This is the time of year where things being so tight at the top has me really nervous.
Sure.
This time last year, we just lost like 4-1 to City at the Etihad, and I knew it was over, so I could just relax and enjoy the last month of the season.
Mhm.
This, not so much.
Still in there.
Yep.
A draw out of either of these matches, considering how tired they are, is a big deal for you guys. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this week here on Starting 11. Snark, where can the people find you?
Well, of course, you can find me over on the. Well, actually, you can find me right here on the highlights with the playoff beards. We just did our round 1 predictions. We'll be showing up for some live watch-alongs to playoff matches coming up. I saw earlier that maybe Ryan isn't going to be as upset as he thought he might be. So I don't know what the score is in the game right now, but I would assume that would continue. What else do we have? Over on the Entertainment Network, you and I do a little show called The Rewatchers Council. That's our fall 144 episode rewatch of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. As you're watching this, if it's this week, if it's live, when it comes out on Tuesday, our next episode will be Lie to Me. We're joined by our buddy Brandon Marr. A very good episode. I was going to say not a very fun episode. Not the, it's not like a barrel of laughs that episode, but a very
Yeah.
good episode
Good episode.
nonetheless. Yeah. And LGRN After Snark Weekends with Danny. How about yourself?
You can find me obviously here on Starting 11 Tuesdays 3 p.m. Pacific on the Highlights channel. Also, as Snark said, Rewatchers Council Thursdays 3 p.m. Pacific on the Entertainment channel. Ferris did a short little video on the Open Table last week, talking about the fact that I'm taking a little bit of time off from that show. got a whole bunch of stuff going on and just need a bit of a break. So, but you still check out the Open Table Fridays, 8 p.m. Pacific with Ferris. He's going to have some big plans for that. So hopefully that goes well. Links to those channels are in the description of this episode. Please subscribe. We just passed 900 subscribers on the entertainment channel, so that's pretty exciting. And until next week, you guys, we are out of here.